Hi, Mayor.
Okay, welcome everyone to our town council meeting. We'll call our meeting to order and we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, okay?
Council Atkinson from Capella.
Here.
Capella.
Capella,
Here. That's
where is
different.
she at? Where's Miss Capella at?
How about that? Mayor Kaczynski.
Here.
Council Payne.
Here.
Council Cruiser.
Here,
Rosso. I know.
Peter, he's here.
And Council Beach. Here. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
3 times again.
Oh.
Okay, we have a proclamation. I'll read it and present it to Lisa. The American Public Health Association has proclaimed April 1st through April 7th, 2024 as National Public Health Week. This year's theme, Protecting, Connecting, and Thriving. We are all public health. Public health is more than just healthcare. It's steps we can take to make sure our neighborhoods and environment are free from pollution. It's making sure our food and water are safe to eat and drink. It's also the relationships we foster in our communities. For 29 years, the annual celebration of National Public Health Week reminds us of the fundamental role that our own state and local health departments play every day in the health of our communities. The Health District, in partnership with the 4 towns, recognizes we're all interconnected, when we all come together to support public health, all of us, individuals, families, communities, and the public health field can achieve the health goals that the community and the Health District has been dedicated to. So the town of Berlin, together with its neighboring towns of Newington, Rocky Hill, Weathersfield, receives quality public health service through its regional health department, the Central Connecticut Health District, now in its 28th year of service. So I now do proclaim April 1st to April 7th, 2024 National Public Health Week. And in Berlin, we all encourage our citizens to join in this celebration and in acknowledging the critical role of public health in prevention and in helping individuals and communities to achieve and maintain good public health. Can't disagree with any of that. So let's present it to you.
I appreciate this and accept on behalf of the Health District and your Berlin representatives, myself, Patricia Checo, and Cynthia Mitchell are the delegates that you
Again,
elected to the board.
in the place.
And
And obviously mobilization.
just take a minute to
All right,
plug
hopefully you guys will-
the Walk This May 4-town walking competition, May 1st through May 31st. I pass the mayor walking every morning, so I know that we will win if they based it more on the number of participants per town rather than the steps that are accumulated now.
okay.
So Berlin's fallen behind a little bit the last couple of
Oh,
years.
it's not
I'd
good.
like to win that trophy back for us. So as many people as we can get to sign up, you track your steps on Anthem, Blue Cross, Blue Shield has a walking app, and you just put your steps in every now and again through the month of May, and we can win it back.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you. Okay. Now we are on to our audience of citizens. If anyone wishes to address the council, now would be the time. Yes, we have some takers. We have some takers, yes.
And my name for the record is Joan Feely, and I'm a registrar here in the town of Berlin. Along with me is my counterpart, Christy Miano, also a registrar. We were before you a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about compensations or whatever. And we have no problem with that. What we'd like to address today is we just want to draw your attention to sort of an imbalance that's occurring with the closeout of 2024. We have been keeping track of our hours and continue to track them. And we noticed that there's a sort of a shortfall there. So we wanted to draw it to your attention in hopes that we could have some sort of reconciliation before the end of the 2024 budget. To date, we're looking at approximately 121.55 hours that have been worked and are uncompensated. Yes,
Can you repeat that, 120?
21.55. Or you can call it 121 or whatever. But that's just as of today. And I'm not sure how best to address this, but we ask that council take a look at it. I'm not sure how you guys work at your end, but we're hoping that we can come to a resolution
Is that 121 each or cumulative each?
each,
Yeah.
because we pretty much mirror each other.
I just didn't know if you combined them.
Oh,
So actually talking about 242 man hours unpaid.
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
The time frame of these hours, this was from when to when?
From the beginning of the year. We went all the way back and included the beginning of the year, even though it wasn't a hectic time for us.
So when you say, just to clarify, when you say
Fiscal or
beginning of year,
calendar?
fiscal or calendar?
January 1
Okay.
calendar.
So that's from
we-
January, okay.
And it's everything over 20. In other words, we know that you're paying us for 20 hours in our salary, so we deducted that.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
And
We'll
that's
figure
all
it
I
out.
ask.
Thank you.
okay,
Right, just wanted.
Thanks.
Thank you.
thanks,
Hope you have a good meeting.
thank you. So we are now on to the mayor's update. Don't really have anything to update today, so we'll just move on to our agenda. Our consent agenda is, what do we have here? 10 items. That's what I thought. So just, I'll run through them very quickly just for the record. Accept donations. I know we've all reviewed them ahead of time. Berlin Animal Control donation account, monetary donations for the library. Approve Deborah Tubbs ice cream truck to sell ice cream at the playgrounds and parks, Pistol Creek, Percival Pool, Berlin Community Center, Friendship Place, and Sage Park. We have the acceptance of the donation to the fishing derbies from the Kensington Garden Club, the Kiwanis Club, Cambridge Specialty, Berlin Lions towards Park and Rec fishing derbies, which happen later in April. Accepting donations totaling $2,072 to the Berlin Senior Center Agency Fund. Authorize the Senior Center Director to develop a plan to be used to support upgrades and enhancements at the Senior Center. If these plans are accepted, and request approval to accept funds and appropriate to the Senior Center ARPA grant account and the Special Grants and Donations Fund. Approve the addition of driving range membership for the adults proposed 2024 golf rate schedule. Cost is $375. 8, accept a donation of $500 from the sign committee towards the removal of a spruce tree from the putting green. Accept donation $400 from Ken Asel. Appropriate funds to the golf tee sign expenditure account. And number 10, authorize the town manager to apply for a FEMA fire prevention and safety grant in the amount of $50,960. If awarded, deposit the funds into the professional personnel account for the fire marshal. I just have a question on the number 6.
Whatever, if you have a question on number 6, it has to hold off consent.
Yeah, so could we just pull that out?
I move, we remove number 6 from the consent agenda.
And yeah, and we'll put it as number 1A. We'll make it 1A. Is that good? You guys amend your motions to that?
So it's gonna be, you're gonna move your consent item.
Yes,
Consent agenda 1 through 5.
Yep.
And 7 through 10.
yes. That's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all those, oh, did we make a motion for that? No, we gotta make the motion.
I
first.
move
Sorry, we
we
made the other.
approve the consent agenda except for number 6.
I'm not a roll today.
Forget about it.
Don't second it, don't.
Uh,
I will second that, Charlie.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Okay, so on to new business. With,
Your new business, do you want to start with 1A?
sure, let's start with 1A. Just a question, I think what caught my attention was the ARPA grant account. Is there still ARPA funds? I thought
So that's not the,
that's not that.
May-
ARPA.
that ARPA found,
Gotcha.
that is the, Tina, you're there, you can talk.
Tina?
Yes,
Hey,
I
Tina.
am.
Straight fund of
Hi.
allocation.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Those ARPA funds are the ARPA funds that Governor Lamont put aside for senior centers.
Yes, okay, gotcha.
And
Okay.
each senior center was given an amount, but we have to submit to the State Department on Aging a plan as to how we're gonna use those funds to
Gotcha.
enhance our senior center.
Wonderful. Do you have any like approximate amounts? Do you know yet or not till you?
Yeah,
Send
for Berlin, it was like 62,000.
Oh, nice. Great.
He'll be coming back in front of you.
Okay.
with the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, I have to
so
come
good.
up with the plan, submit it to the Department on Aging. They have to, accept it, or if they have questions, they will question me on, what we present to them. And then, once they approve it, then we go forward from there.
He'll come back and explain to you what his plans are.
Yes.
Have to come back in front of him.
We
Right.
have certain guidelines with which we have to follow per the state as to how the funds can be used.
I can only imagine. Yes, we understand that very well. Yes, so, yeah, no, appreciate that, Tina, and that's great.
No
I mean,
problem.
Whatever we got coming to us for that, that's wonderful. We can make some nice enhancements there,
Well,
right?
Well, yeah, just so you know,
Yeah.
Mayor Mark, that, and I've spoken to Donna Veach on this as
Yeah.
our state representative and Jack Fazzino as well. The state has, reduced funding for our elderly nutrition program.
Oh, yeah.
Across the state, and so we've lost 2 days of lunches at the senior center. And they've capped the other days to only 10 people a day. So, Sammy, my assistant director, and I have stepped up and we are providing lunches on Monday and Tuesday. And right now I'm subsidizing those with donations that I've gotten from seniors.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I did read that somewhere. Okay, yeah, that's too bad.
So-
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
And Tina.
So my thought
Yeah.
is using, some of the ARPA funds
Oh.
to, subsidize the lunch program, until they hopefully refund it, which is supposed to be their new, budget year, which is October 1st. But
Okay.
it's not a done deal. It's not a positive, yes, they're going to.
Gotcha.
And like we had discussed, if there's anything that we need to do as a town council or community, we certainly don't want our seniors going without food. And like we had also mentioned, please reach out to the office or the mayor's office so that we can make sure,
Yeah, absolutely.
we have a very generous community. We'll do what we need to do to get through this hump, if you will.
Yes, and, just like I had told you, Donna, that right now I'm good
You're
because,
good, yeah.
my seniors have stepped up
Yeah.
and made anonymous, donations to help me, supplement, what the seniors can't pay.
No, and I really appreciate you going above and beyond, Tina. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And the lunches were normally $3. And I have spoken to my seniors on numerous occasions saying that, $3 is not enough, would they be willing to pay 5? Which they are, so they are paying $5 and I'm subsidizing whatever else beyond that the meal costs.
That's
So if the
great.
meal is $7, I'm subsidizing 2, and of course, if somebody cannot afford the $5, I would subsidize the whole thing.
Yeah, that's great. We know you take care of them. What, just out of curiosity, on a average basis, how many folks show up for lunch?
Well, now that I'm doing restaurants, I'm getting more people.
Oh, is that what you do? Okay, that's what you're doing now?
Yeah, so what I'm doing, Mayor Mark, is I'm working with the local restaurants.
Oh.
So it's kind of a win-win. I'm
Yeah.
giving them business and then also helping market their restaurants. And they're working with me on putting into plan like how many days a month that they can provide lunch. Can they make it a smaller portion so it's a less cost for me? So the last 2 Mondays and Tuesdays, I've done the lunches. One day we had pizza from Kensington Pizza. Another day we did a grinder. Yesterday we did Chinese food from Happy Garden, and we did pasta from Portofino's.
Wow, wonderful.
So-
That's great.
So
Wow.
with the 4 days that I've done, I've only had to subsidize, I believe, $32.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
So-
that's wonderful. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Restaurant.
so I've made appointments to speak to the different owners of the restaurants.
Hmm.
And sitting down with them and trying to come up with a calendar and a smaller size lunch and a smaller cost. And
Great.
the majority of them are willing to work with me, so.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. Wonderful. Great, Tina. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Can't
So
wait to
that's
get
what the
that
ARPA
grant.
funds are,
Yeah, that's great. No, so
okay?
I know we'll put them to good use.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
Ready for a motion?
Yes, yes.
Move to authorize Senior Center Director to develop a plan to be used to support upgrades and enhancement at the Senior Center. If plans are accepted, request approval to accept funds and appropriate to the Senior Center ARPA grant account and Special Grants and Donations Fund.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Okay. On to our new business.
First item on the agenda is to get Peter Rosso on the line.
Okay. Oh, what happened? He dropped off. Oh, yeah, he was there.
I'm trying again. I don't know. He wants to call in now, send him calling number.
Oh, okay.
I have his number. You want me to try calling?
No. I have his number. It's not that he's not having difficult time getting in.
Wonder if there's
All right.
bad,
First item on the agenda could be him, is the fun stuff, the playground appropriation of funds to the Little People's Playground. I'm gonna have Steve Wood come in here. He's spent a lot of time pulling this together with different groups. And this
Hey.
is something that you all supported some time back. So
Yes.
some intuition. Steve,
how's,
How's everybody today?
good, how are you doing?
Good. So we worked very closely with all the moms groups who have come up here over the last 6 or several months with the ideas that they had. They gave us a packet of all the playgrounds they went to with ideas that they liked. And I think we've encompassed almost all of them into this playground.
Oh, great.
There are some ideas that we didn't think was a good use of our funds. And kind of some areas we didn't want our playground to go, so we kind of left them out as well. But in this, the quotation has pretty much what the playground will look like, everything that's included in it. If you look at the black mat around they're making a very big push that all playgrounds are ADA compliant. So we're going to put a ramp that brings you into there.
Yeah.
A 6-foot turnaround, and brings you in there, and then they'll be able to use the black mat to get around if they're on a wheelchair,
Okay.
walk or anything like that.
Oh, good.
There's certain elements throughout here that are
Yeah.
specifically towards that.
Oh, yeah, that's excellent. Nice. Looks pretty cool.
The other thing is the grounds department is going to do all removal of the playground And at the same time, we're gonna try to get the site completely ready. So that's gonna save us somewhere around $25,000.
Oh, great.
Doing that in.
Yeah,
On
right, right.
their tans while they're doing that.
It's gonna be a little colder. We're gonna wait till the kids go back to school before we
Okay.
start doing anything.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't want a group of angry moms coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
we don't, angry moms, yeah, they're,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I know.
This is great.
Yeah, that's great, Woody. Thank you for all the work you've done here and others. I know, not everyone
it.
that's gotten together and helped out, right? Yeah,
Huge thanks to Jen Ochoa for helping me out with this as well.
great. Okay.
So you mentioned it's gonna be, you're waiting till it's a little colder. What's your timeline?
So as long as it stops raining,
Doesn't appear to stop raining, right? It's supposed to rain, right, tomorrow and Thursday.
field that's not online yet because it doesn't stop raining.
Mhm.
What we tentatively like to earmark is this. We would like to start September 5th, right after Labor Day. Give ourselves right around 2 weeks to demo everything, level everything out, get everything where we need to get us. That'll put us somewhere around September 20th, September 25th. Have the playground equipment delivered during that time, start the installation on that, probably be done October 20th, October 22nd. At that time, that'll be all wrapped up and done. Mike's gonna then bring the paving crew up there, because that's scheduled to be paved. From 2 years ago, that was put on hold for a grant we applied for little people, for, the meeting house, no, not the meeting house, Ledge School.
Let's go.
There you go. So we're hoping to have everything done by December 1st, weather permitting. But like if we get a month's worth of rain, or we get 4 or 5 inches of rain 2 or 3 times a week, it's gonna ground us. There's nothing, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do.
It's not like you can cover it and work under it, so, yeah.
There's, the price of a tarp's not in the budget, or a dome.
Dome, we got a big dome.
A big bubble, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
big bubble over it,
I'll price it out if you want.
yeah.
Just buy ponchos.
Exactly.
So you would pave in, when? October,
I think we try to shoot for the paving right around the 3rd or 4th week of October,
oh,
prior to the plant shutting down.
perfect timing for something, well, it's a little bit late. It's perfect timing for something else we were talking about today, yeah. Well, a little bit late, maybe. Anyway, off topic. So that's great. That's great. Yeah,
And
that's
there's
good.
plenty of room to add other elements
As
throughout the course. of
time
the year.
goes, yeah.
So if a mom group got together and they wanted to donate something, they could
Yeah.
collectively put that together. We'll have funds in our budget that just reoccurs every year in our operating budget that we might be able to afford a piece of equipment to put in there.
Gotcha.
Might come out like these mommy and, these interactive swings where the mom and the dad, the mom and the kids and their brothers and sisters all can be on the swing at the same time.
Oh,
They've come a long way with that.
apparently so.
Use the
Yeah.
iPhone.
That's great.
That's the iPhone.
Thanks, Woody. Any questions for Woody? Nothing? We good? Well, good?
Good.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to utilize Connecticut State Department of Administration Services Contract 23PSX0149 and award the purchasing and installation of a new playscape structure at Little People Playground to Miracle Recreation Equipment and its supplier Creative Recreation, not to exceed $215,000.
Like second on that? Thank you very much. If there's no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? So moved.
Great, thank you. Just hang out there for one more. So this one, we talked about it in the fall. Our charter prohibits us from moving money until April 1st. So this is to move $30,000 from the funds that were available last summer where we didn't hire because the pool was closed.
Right.
To do the feasibility study.
Gotcha.
But you want to give a quick recap of what you want to do with the feasibility study?
Yeah, so we're looking at East Berlin Pool area, the whole area, starting with the tennis courts and moving across. Is we'd like to break it out in sections through the feasibility study and get a price on which item would cost. I know Jim Mahoney is looking to apply for a steep grant for right around $500,000. That's kind of the urgency of us kind of coming ahead and looking for the bid waiver to utilize KBA services. And what we're looking at is we'd like to first start off, I'll go left to right, is we like to transition the current tennis courts that are there, 2 of them, to 4 post-tension concrete pickleball courts. Pickleball has blown up over the last 3 or 4 years. Currently, right now, we're the only town around us that doesn't have them. Rocky Hill right now is knocking down their skateboarding park to build pickleball courts. So they were the only one that weren't there yet. We do have 4 temporary courts painted on there. where they can unlock a lock. They have a
Yeah.
job site box there. They
Right.
can put the nets together and they can play pickleball.
Yeah.
but we don't have anything permanent.
Gotcha.
From there, we'd like to transition to putting a splash pad. We've gone back and forth with areas and locations. Don't know exactly what it would cost, but just making sure that we could fit something there. Behind that, all splash pads, or the majority of splash pads, have some type of playground. So if your kid is tired of being on the splash pad, they can go play on the playground, or it gives a little break so there's not so many people in the splash pad. Then, just to do due diligence, we wanted to get a price on what it would cost to refurbish the pool, redo the deck, redo the pool, see if that was something that was worth it. If not, we would get a price onto what it costs to remediate the whole thing. We'd like to keep certain parts of the pool there. There's a beautiful pavilion that was built, nice for shade. I think we spent $30,000 or $40,000 10 years ago on that. We would like to keep that area because the concrete around that is pretty good. And then we'd like to transition from there into the bathrooms. Currently, they're not ADA compliant, but being a dad of 2 young girls really aren't big fans of going into a porta potty and changing, so we'd like to give them we would like to give them an area where they'd be able to go in, change, wash off, be able to go on for their next adventure. So that's kind of our pie that we're looking at, of just trying to break it apart and see which one we'd want to do first and attack it.
I don't think anybody's a fan of changing in porta potties, but whatever.
Yeah.
Certainly,
Hey, it's an option.
it's an option, yeah. One we'd rather not have to utilize, but whatever. Yeah, well, that's great. So yeah, that's a nice plan. I mean, you got all kind of stuff.
This is the $30,000 from last year, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And again, you know, I'm a big fan on the timeline. So what's the timeline of this?
I think Jim Mahoney is kind of pressuring us that he would like us to have the feasibility study done by September 1st. Jim, am I right or wrong?
July 1st.
July 1st, all right.
Squeezing a few extra months out of him. So we would hopefully be able to wrap everything up by July 1st.
The feasibility study.
Feasibility.
Study.
Then we're gonna apply for the,
You mean all the stuff's not gonna be built by then? What? Just kidding.
Jim, when's that steep grant application deadline?
It's, they haven't advertised it yet, but it's usually in, July, so, in late July. So we're kind of keen into that.
Right, let me know if you need any assistance with that. Happy to,
Absolutely. Thank you.
thank you.
Great. All right, thank you, Woody, appreciate that. Yeah, that's all fun stuff.
Good stuff.
All right, so if there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and we got 2 motions on this one.
Move to approve the transfer of $30,000 from Parks and Recreation lifeguards / pool worker account to Public Grounds feasibility study account, both in the general fund, for a feasibility study to be done on the Moore Dinda Bittner Jr. Memorial Complex.
Thank you. Second,
Second that.
thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved. And motion 2.
Move to waive the Town of Berlin purchasing requirements and authorize the town manager to enter into a contract with KBA Architects for the feasibility study pending approval of the budget transfer above by the Board of Finance, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Thank you. Second on that?
Second that.
Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you very much. This
Thanks,
is the
buddy.
shortest council meeting I've ever been.
Really? Yeah, great. And you're on first too. I mean, Mike, we're making wait till the end. We're gonna wait, yeah. Yeah, we'll make him wait. He could wait a while. See ya. You're on the clock, right? I mean, what the heck? Yeah, whatever. Isn't he paying you overtime to be here at night or? Got it. Okay. What?
you good?
Yeah, we're good.
I thought Charlie wanted to say something. No?
You
He
want to say
said-
something?
all
You
right.
want to testify some more?
No, no.
You're
All
good
right.
at it. Do something.
Move on to agenda item
Yes,
number 3.
yes, absolutely.
This is all good stuff,
It's all good.
Spending money and getting good stuff and then.
Spending money is always kind of fun.
appropriation Of the community connectivity grant, we already received the
Yes.
780,000.
That's great.
Mr. Mahoney worked very hard on this, so
Yes.
Jim, I'll turn it over to you to tell the council what you plan to do with it. Over to you, Jim.
Thank you. We've talked about this. This is tonight is just to appropriate the grant. We've got the two sidewalk or multiple sidewalk segments to do with this grant, which we've, detailed in previous meetings. And we're basically in the process where DOT is reviewing the plans we have now. Once they approve the plans, we'll be able to, go out to the bid. In the meantime, we have been, we issued an RFQ for the construction administration consultant. Interviewed consultants also for that sidewalk job and this design job last week. So next meeting will come with a recommendation to hire a consultant to work on the job. So this is moving along.
Great. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate all your work on this, and that's certainly a nice grant for the town. Nice amount, so thank you. Questions, folks? No questions? We'll go ahead and take a motion, Charlie.
Move to appropriate $780,000 community collective connectivity grant to the Community Connectivity Grant 2023 account and to refer this appropriation to the Board of Finance.
Wait a second.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll vote on the motion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Great, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Jim.
all. Have a good night.
Thank you, Jim.
Sure.
Me too.
Agenda item number 4, I like to table this for next time. This is a recommendation from the Public Building Commission.
Yes.
But then after this recommendation was made, another Public Building Commissioner had another additional alternative plan. So they are going to look at both of them this Thursday, and we'll bring it back to the council the following meeting.
Yes, thank you. And I actually did receive a call from Don Lombardo today about this very thing. So they're working on, something else, which they'll bring to us, right? Yeah, that's what he said. So good. All right, great. Okay, on to number 5. Number 5.
Keep rolling on the spending.
Yes, we're rolling.
So remember, thank you to the council, you appropriated funds in January of 2024 based on our capital priorities that we had. Jim's been shopping around for cars, and now he has an opportunity to buy some based on, again, these were on the list that you already approved. And this first one is a pickup truck from Tasker Ford. And it's utilizing the administrative services contract. If you have any questions about the truck itself, I think Jim can answer.
No, but I know we already talked about the vehicles.
This is one that will be used for snowplow and
Oh, okay.
all of that. Yep, the warning lights.
There's just speaking of the trucks, so that truck center there, man, I just drove by it the other day looking around, huh? Oh, man, they got quite the inventory. That's great, though. I mean, what a large, that's quite the addition to which we knew it was going to be. So we're happy that they're there. And hopefully that makes it easier for us to probably find some vehicles we're looking for. Anyway, no other questions? We'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve the purchase of 1 pickup truck with equipment from Tasker Ford utilizing the State of Connecticut Department of Administrative Services contract number 19PSX0161 for an amount not to exceed $69,314.90.
A second?
Second that.
Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you. Same with item number 6. Again, this is from that municipal revenue sharing grant. This is another pickup truck to be used mostly by the building department, and it is also coming from Tasker Ford.
Right.
They're buying a Maverick, which is a hybrid,
Oh, okay. Oh,
which will give more mileage.
there we go.
Brand new.
Do we have anywhere to charge it?
No, it's a hybrid. You don't have to
We
charge.
don't charge it at all. Huh?
It just charges while it's driving on
Yeah,
gasoline.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, hybrids are good.
Hybrids are good.
Yeah. All right, great. Any questions, folks? We've discussed these vehicles before. So we'll go ahead and take a motion, Charlie.
Move to waive the town's purchasing requirements for the purchase of 2024 Ford Maverick from Tasker Ford of Berlin, Connecticut for an amount not to exceed $30,525, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Second on that?
Second that.
Okay, hearing no other questions or comments, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Great, thank you. I would need the expertise of Mr. Hearn for the next
Oh, okay.
two items
All right.
that has to do with a lot of interest that we will be doing in Public Works beginning this spring. So I'll start with the first one. Item number 7 is a catch basin cleaning contract
Yes.
extension.
Yes, Shawvac Services has been taking care of the town's cleaning services for the last couple of years. They won a public bid last year with a rate of $26.50 per catch basin cleaned. It came up, and the RFP actually had a 2-year, an option for a 2-year extension if we came to, kind of agreeable terms for the town and for Shawvac. So they gave us an extension request with increasing the cost per basin to $27 a basin for this year and $27.50 for 2025. We did a little cost checking. We compared it to the CROG bid, which is right now for this year, $29 per basin. So we're $2 per basin lower than the CROG for this year and $1.50 lower the next year. So I think we're good.
Great.
Shawvac, they're a local firm. They have 9 trucks and they're ready to go.
Great. So we do 2,300 a year?
At least,
How many do we have? Do you know off the top of
I
your head? Just
think
curious.
it's close to 3,000.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so we do.
We're doing most
A
of
big
it. And what
bunch.
they do too is, Steve Carper's telling me that they focus, the initial push is where we're gonna be paving. So
Oh,
all those
yeah,
basins,
okay.
the guys are popping the tops and then they can actually inspect the sumps.
Oh, okay. Oh, great.
And we're doing prepping right now, so it comes at a good time.
Oh, good. All right. Other questions, folks? No questions? We will go ahead and take a motion, Charlie.
Move to approve a 2-year extension of contract number 2023-19 with Shawvac Services LLC of Plantsville, Connecticut for the purpose of catch basin cleaning at a unit price of $27 per basin during 2024 and $27.50 per basin during 2025, as this is in the best interest of the town.
Your second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Hearing no other questions or concerns. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Agenda item number 8 is the asphalt pavement crack sealing contract.
Right, this is relatively straightforward. We usually use the CROG contract for crack sealing. They have 6 contractors on their list. 3 different types of ways to go and 3 different ways that they charge. So we'd like to use that contract. It's good till the fall of this year, and we're not gonna have a lot of it, but if we need to, and also Woody can use it for parking lots. In fact, they did it, the parking lot here
Oh.
under that contract.
Oh, nice.
And he did that. So we want to use contract number 751 for crack sealing through the CROG.
Okay, great. Questions, folks? Pretty self-explanatory. Go ahead and take a motion.
Move to authorize the town manager to enter into a unit price contract to purchase asphalt pavement crack filling services utilizing CROG contract number 751 with the most cost-effective and qualified contractor.
Second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Donna. Okay, no other comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Right, thank you. Agenda item number 9 is the street line painting bid award.
It's pretty much the same thing. We just want to use the CROG contract. And these CROG contracts are really helpful for us because they're
Yeah.
regional.
Oh,
So the
Oh,
state bid
okay.
is great, but the CROG, it's a capital region, so all contractors who work in this area.
Yeah,
We want to use contract number 755. It has every category we could possibly want, single yellow, double yellows, skip lines. It even has stencils and parking stall and,
Okay.
crosswalks and all that. So everything that pretty much you want to do on a roadway or a parking lot, you can do through this contract. Very
okay.
helpful.
That's great. Who said we're not doing road work and road repair? Come on, look at all this.
We're doing it.
I know we are. No, I know. Some people have said we don't take care of our roads. We know that's not true. So we appreciate all the work you're doing. Any questions, folks? If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to authorize the town manager to enter into a unit price contract to purchase street line painting services utilizing CROG contract number 755 with the most cost-effective and qualified contractor.
Thank you. Second on that. Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, opposed, so moved. Beep, beep. All right.
All right, one more for Mr. Hearn here, and that has to do with the miscellaneous concrete sidewalks contract.
Ah, yes.
Right, and
extension.
we have a lot to do with the sidewalks as far as
Yep.
replacing and, sort of some extension work, but usually it's dealing with sidewalks in place. William Layden Construction we've been using him for the last probably 3 or 4 years, does a great job. It's a unit-based contract. He won the public bid in 2022. So we use that contractor through the 2022 season and 2023 season with the same unit rates. He's requesting a 1-year extension with a 4% increase in the unit rates. We were asked to get some comps on this. So what we did was we searched local bids and recent bids, and we found one from South Windsor, which actually has William Lake as the low bidder. And we compared our unit rates after we converted the actual units, because we have per linear foot for some categories, they have per square foot. And we're competitive in most of the categories of sidewalks, driveway restoration, and traffic control. So we're good with a 4% increase. Talked to Arosh and Kevin. They're fine with it. So if it's agreeable, I'd like to extend their contract to the end of this year.
Okay. Appreciate all the homework you did on it. Any questions, folks? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and take a motion, Charlie.
Move to authorize the town manager to extend contract number 2022-36 miscellaneous concrete sidewalks with William Layden Construction of North Haven, Connecticut through December 31st, 2024, with a 4% increase in unit prices for concrete sidewalk construction throughout the town.
A second on that?
Second that.
Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Right, so moved.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Enjoy your evening.
Appreciate it.
Getting
And,
up early tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky too. You're lucky too.
Right
Yeah.
outside.
Don't get used to it, Mike. Don't get used to that. All right. See ya.
Bye.
Agenda item number 11 is the final stage of the recommendation from the ordinance committee
Hmm.
to fund the actually determined contribution, employee contribution. The recommended, what happened? Oh, geez, yeah,
What's that?
B got in.
B.
B.
Oh, really? Oh.
They're dormant, don't worry about it. They don't sting, the Berlin bees.
It's a squatter bee.
That's
Okay.
okay. All right.
So we, after the recommendation, we did have a public hearing on this, and now it's the final stage of this is for the council to accept the ordinance.
Okay.
That we can actually, after 30 days, right, Kate, it becomes the ordinance of the town.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we worked on this obviously in the ordinance committee, and now we're here to questions, folks. Anybody have questions?
No.
Okay. Then we will go ahead and take a motion.
Move to accept an ordinance that requires the town to fund the actuarial determined employer contribution for each active defined benefit pension plan.
Second.
Second that.
Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. Thank you. We did a lot of work on this. Obviously, we voted it through tonight, but we've all done the council and the pension plan and everything. So we've done years of work. So it's great to finally see it
Absolutely.
implemented and protected, so we fund it.
2 comments. One, it's working because we are filling the position.
Yes, I know.
The
That's,
second one is it's actually in this year's budget
yeah.
on the pension.
Yeah, there we go.
amount.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
It's on track.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
This is an annual requirement, the Small City CDBG grant, fair housing. This is the Fair Housing Month and DECD program requirement that we show evidence that commitment to support for the principles and practices of fair housing and equal opportunity. There are 4 statements that are attached to this: the Fair Housing Resolution, Fair Housing Policy Statement, Affirmative Action Policy Statement, compliance with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And the action that we are asking is for the council to re-adopt the Fair Housing Resolution.
Okay. Any questions, folks? All right. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to readopt the fair housing resolution, the fair housing policy statement, affirmative action policy statement and the compliance with Title VI of Civil Rights Act of 1964 statement.
Uh,
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, so moved.
Mayor, before you go on,
Yes.
Peter, have you been on your phone during the meeting also? That you on the iPhone?
I
trying
tried to get on the phone, but it wouldn't work.
Okay, so it's not you. All right.
No.
I had to make sure I get the votes right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you. We're at appointments. So if we could hold off on the Commission for the Aging, I know that believe there's a couple other applicants that are gonna apply, so if we can hold off on that one. And I feel bad. I was trying to do some homework on this next gentleman. So I didn't complete it, but so I see others here, Kate. So is that just for that one? Oh, they're different ones, right?
There's
Yeah,
different ones, but I want to point out.
yes,
The position that's open.
yes,
For the golf course commission is for a non-golfer.
non-golfer.
And that means somebody who doesn't play golf.
Gotcha. Okay, yes,
Not somebody who's not in a club,
yes, okay,
all right?
gotcha.
So-
Right, yes.
And that seems to
Right.
be, there's only one person that fits that
And that's Mr.
criteria.
Lucas here,
But I
right?
gave you their applications in case you knew them, that you knew that at least I was putting those forth.
Okay,
But
okay,
it is advertised as being
the non-golfer.
non-golfer. And I have had an email with Jim Norton, so with
Okay,
I have communicated that.
okay, oh, good, okay,
And I gave an opinion as well that a
Oh.
non-golfer is intended by Merriam-Webster Dictionary to not only mean someone who doesn't play golf, but also someone who doesn't squat at a golf course.
yes. We don't want, squatters on the golf course.
What you were serving during
No
the ordinance
tents.
committee meeting.
I missed it.
It's clear. It's clear.
We're not telling.
Yeah,
Thank you.
make it clear. Is that criminal or civil though, Jeff? No, we won't go into that discussion again, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so these folks are all golfers, correct, from what I read?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna hold off one more time, I apologize. And then we'll check on those, we'll get those two done the next time, the Commission on the Aging and the non-golfer one. So on to what are we at, the Veterans Commission? That's the next one, and there's a spot, right? Is there a spot? I thought that was full, no?
So,
What, let's see, we'll just say here.
one of the, no, it's open.
It is open, okay. Okay, all right, well.
Oh, wait a minute, though, it's not, yeah, it's open.
It is open? Okay, yeah, I was looking at the list here too, so. All right, okay,
It would be number 13.
yes, I see that. All right, so we will go ahead and open up the nominations. Pick a nomination.
I nominate James
Fiore.
Fiore,
Uh,
Veterans Commission.
Any other nominations for this position? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the nominations, and all those in favor, Mr. Fiore? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, welcome to the Veterans Commission.
For your
Yeah,
service.
and thank you for your service, absolutely. Yeah, okay. All right, so on to the town manager's report.
Right, I got a couple of important items to report. So I want to provide an update on where we are with the DNA director,
Oh, yeah.
administrator / clinical supervisor search, and my ongoing dialogue with DPH, Department of Public Health. So since Alia's departure, we asked one of the nurses, an RN, who has got clinical expertise, whether she could step in while we conducted the search. She does not have the qualifications. She's short of, most of nurses don't have 6 credits of healthcare management expertise. So she signed up with Sacred Heart. She's going to complete her 6 credits by June. In February, the DPH granted us 60 days, which ran out on April 12th, to find a qualified suitable candidate. Now, the reality is we got 14 applications. Only one person had the qualifications to hold those 2 positions. And after the initial conversation, the person decided they didn't want to move forward with the interview process. So it's not that we are not looking, they are not there, right? So, and DPH understands that. I told them, if you look at Hartford Healthcare or Trinity Health of New England, there are hundreds of nursing positions that are not filled. It's not there. It's a real shortfall. And to find a clinical supervisor and administrator, it is a challenge because they have specific qualifications. So they conduct these meetings with me in a committee setting, their committee, DPH committee, and so it's not just one person. They all have to agree to whatever concessions they make. So I asked for extension of the waiver until June 30th. By then, Adita Edie would have the qualifications of the clinical supervisor, but still wouldn't have the qualifications of the administrator. That would require another 1.5 years to complete her undergraduate degree. She has an RN, but she doesn't have the 4-year degree. Okay, so they gave a lot of pushback, pretty much saying that unless the town hires someone who will have, with the qualifications, that will have at least 10 hours of consulting oversight over the VNA as an administrator, they will have a difficult time granting the waiver, which could jeopardize our license if they don't. So I was able to find someone because we have some money left between now and June 30th, who will oversee that function and make sure that we are doing the audits, the compliance requirements, there are so many different regulatory things that you have to do periodically. And they were quite clear. I mean, they were firm, but they said they are agents of the federal government and they have to follow whatever they tell that they need to do because you're dealing with human lives. And they don't take it lightly. So I'm just letting you know, we are good for now. I just got it this week. The extension good till June 30th. We're going to start looking for searchers. They gave me contact information of people who are in the industry who might be able to help with, networking and finding people. But it's going to be a challenge because someone with this set of qualifications can get a job that pays a lot more money in this industry. So I have a plan B in place, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So
Okay.
we're good for now.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Any questions on that?
No, I think we're good.
I want to talk to you about Bright Feeds.
Yes,
So the noise is gone,
really, great. Completely, right? Go on.
completely gone.
Nice.
People, even town residents and others, even a gentleman who came the other day said, thank you very much.
Oh, good.
Good job. But now we have at least 3, if not 4 people come in and say, there's some kind of a smell coming.
Feel the smell,
Can you
right?
do about it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I had a and they also made a complaint to Deep.
Okay.
And then I had a conversation with Jonathan Fife, who's their CEO. Jonathan, they reached out to Bright Feeds and he said, come on over. So 5 of the inspectors came in from Deep. They visited the facility inside and outside. They walked around the other buildings. They couldn't find a single smell, right? So 2 things they said. One is, well, how do you know whether it's coming from Bright Feeds?
That was going to be my question. How do we know? Yeah.
Second one is, it probably changes because the material that they use, they are not animal feed. They are non-meat products. right? So, and the smell that they had were coming from more like a yeast bread type of smell than not a chemical compound or a rotten meat smell. So what Bright Feed's doing right now is initially they were sending people, somebody called from, half a mile away. They said, go to the resident and see if you can smell it, right? They haven't found anything. So what Jonathan's saying is, he's asked me to help him if I can. They are willing to hire someone that they will pay on their dime so that it's someone independent. Whenever they are going to establish a hotline. This is a typical great example of a company that's willing to work. They're going to establish a hotline, have people call in, and when the complaint comes in, they're going to send the person to their location and see what kind of a smell that is and record it. So start complaining a lot. And the second one is they don't know how to address it. You find out when you get data, what direction is the smell coming from, to see if you, depending on where you are, whether it is actually Bright Feeds or some other group, right? So that's what they're trying to do. And it's, they call me again today, and they are in conversation with Deep. They are establishing a hotline. And I drove a couple of times in front of it. I didn't get it. And I'm told I have a sensitive nose, so I can sniff things out.
Yeah.
But I didn't get
I
anything.
just would like to add, if I can, Arosh, I know that I have been down at that neck of the woods and I have smelled something funky. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Definitely coming from that location because I've toured that facility.
Yeah.
Now, when I toured it with some of my environment committee members, I didn't smell anything at that time. But they, it depends on what they get that goes through there, I think. But there was a distinct odor that was in the wind, and funky is the only way that I can describe it. Not horribly offensive, but I don't think I'd want to hang out my wash with that kind of wind blowing around. You know what I'm saying? So I have personally experienced that myself. So there's something going on, and maybe it's not them, maybe it's somewhere
exactly.
around there. I don't know, but I have smelled it.
There was one other business that was noted as having, it's a restaurant, I don't want to say the name.
No.
That they will investigate.
Oh, okay.
See if it's coming from there.
Somewhere else, yeah.
So I'll keep you posted.
All right. We're doing what we
In
can
case
do.
you hear something, I
Yeah.
think, one more thing, one of the residents reached out to CCHD.
Oh, okay.
They reached out to Bright Feeds, so they are also in the loop.
Okay.
Everybody wants to solve this problem.
Yeah.
But, right now, you thought the noise ordinance was troublesome.
There's no smell ordinance.
There's no
forget it.
smell
No
ordinance.
smell ordinance? Oh,
We'll
come
have to
on.
Figure this out.
Come on, Jeff, you could come up
No.
with something.
Nope.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, thank you. Did they ever, they have another facility, right, somewhere else? Another state, right? Right, Pete? I thought this was their second facility when we were talking about that.
They have a distribute, no, yeah.
Yeah,
They have a distribution center somewhere
Oh.
else, that they get it
Bring
and
the
send it,
stuff
yeah.
but not one like this.
I think that's
Anyway,
what
like this, okay. I was gonna say what's going on there, but okay. All right, well, yeah, all right, thanks for,
All right,
Thank you.
I mean, we're definitely working on it, and we certainly appreciate Bright Feed doing what they're doing. I mean, they are.
very responsive.
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
thought
they're
this-
great.
This evening, I had two more emails from them, I haven't even read it,
No,
but,
they're very
very
responsible
responsive.
company,
It-
yeah.
All the time, and to show willingness to pay someone, someone
Yeah.
independent,
Mhm.
just to go to different sites and just record
Right,
what direction it's coming, what kind of smell.
yeah,
They want to nail this because they want to, this is something they're very committed to.
yeah.
They're environmentally conscious group.
Right.
That's why they're.
For their business model is
business
that,
model
yeah.
To take
yeah,
food
right, right,
scraps and then try to
Yeah.
turn into animal feed. So they want to fix this.
right. All right,
Um,
good.
Update from the senior center, community center.
Oh, yeah, when's that
uh,
happening?
Parks and Rec and the Commission of the Aging, they're meeting on April 11th.
Okay.
Finalize their report.
Report,
I was hoping they could come to us in May.
yeah,
the
Oh.
first meeting in May, Ryan will be out of the country. So he won't be there, and then the next one, Donna and one of the members of the Commission of the Aging. So the next meeting is June 4th, that they can all come here.
Wow.
So they all want to be at the meeting, so I would recommend, since we have waited this long.
Aren't they, what'd you say, they're filing this report, that's Thursday, right? The
Yeah,
11th?
11th is their meeting.
That's their meeting,
They
but,
have a joint meeting.
how about the next, our one in April? They can't make it the
No,
second
that-
one.
They can't make it either. It just, timing doesn't work.
Well,
All right,
I guess we have to wait till June.
all right.
Unfortunately.
Budget referendum coming up. Drum roll for Kate and her staff.
Yes.
These are the beautiful cards will be going out.
Oh,
with
nice.
The information, you want to give some to the council? So mailing will go out this Thursday or Friday.
Oh, good.
It has last year's budget, this year's proposed budget, dollar change, percent change, mill rate change, everything.
Good.
I think that they have enough.
Where's my chart?
Chart can go in here. Chart's going with the tax bill.
The tax bill, we're doing the
But
thing.
it'd be great to,
Already voted.
No,
on
that's
it.
not your chart. That's the mayor's chart.
I love that. chart.
No, we all love it.
My-
We all love it.
Yeah.
We all love it.
That's my go-to to figure out.
We
what
all,
For a referendum, we want people to know what they're voting on. And this tells you exactly what the dollar amount, percent change, what's going to happen to the mill rate. And also it tells you to go on this Berlin website, get all the detailed information they need. And if the referendum fails, there's another date. So we have something similar going on the Berlin Citizen.
Mhm.
We will be having social media on Facebook
Plug-in here.
and Civic.
Yeah.
Ready,
okay.
and then the big signs.
Oh, we'll go out.
Last time we'll
Yes.
put it the week before, so
Beautiful.
that
Great.
trying to get
Excellent.
everybody to know, and all of you can get the word out too.
Huh?
Both people.
So,
I hope they
that-
come to vote.
I hope they show up.
Yeah, well, that's what we want, but
Update on, the GPS installation has been completed for the nurses and the ACO.
Great.
And their supervisors have access. We're working on how to get the PD access.
just a,
So that if there's an emergency, they can pull up.
should be,
um,
is it just, it should just be just a web-based thing. You just pull.
Yeah, it is, but
Pull up.
it's,
Give 'em
you
this.
know, password protected and all that. So we're just going through the steps.
Oh, yeah, just give them password and the website and you're good to go, right?
Yep.
Line up every day.
One more thing, you see Berlin Land Trust, this is FYI, they are doing a town cleanup, the volunteers.
Oh, yes,
Together on Sunday,
Yes.
April 21st.
yes.
They have on their list, Berlin High School basketball court,
Oh.
bus stop by the TD Bank on Farmington Ave,
Oh.
behind the old Knights of Columbus building, Percival Ave.
Oh.
Still Creek, side towards the Middletown where that, they put trash and all there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Senior Center, convalescent home,
Oh, wow.
Route 71, West Lane by the hiking trails.
Better have a lot of people for
Yeah.
that.
Well,
lot of-
they have this list, Main Street in between, Spruce Brook and 372, Silver Lake Boat Launch,
Oh, wow.
Veterans Park, Stop and Shop, Middletown Road. So not that all of this will be, the more people
Done.
come in, they'll be able to handle all of this. So that's my final
the,
update, but I am going to turn it over to Kate to give you some numbers.
Kate.
Early voting.
Kate,
Hmm.
what do we got, Kate?
So this is pretty much the same thing as what you received.
Yeah.
So early voting for the, and the, Rose asked that I compare it to the previous primary, which was totally different. Anyway, for the, Republican primary,
Mhm.
we had a total of 346 people that came out to vote in total. Out of that, there was 26 that voted absentee and 30 that voted early voting. When you go back 4 years, which was during the pandemic, 2020, it was an August primary for the Republicans, it was not only just presidential, it's also representative in Congress and for state rep. At that point, we had 987 at the polls, 418 absentee, for a total of a little over 37%. But again, number one, that primary was contentious. We had, there was who was going to run. For the Dems, for the Democratic primary, there was a total of 316 people that came out to vote in 2024. 54 of them voted absentee, 51 was early voting. Now, again, back in 2020, it was only presidential. There was no other primaries on that ballot. And the polls, it was 468, and absentees were 1,163. But again, it was during the pandemic, and that's where the whole 2020 was.
Sorry, that was me. I apologize.
Yeah, so that was all absentees in 2020, so that's where a lot
What was
of-
the early voting, Kate, on the last one you said?
on the, for the
Democrats?
Democrats,
Yeah.
it was 51.
51 early voting, oh, okay. Interesting.
And a lot of it really, when the town manager asked me to do a comparison, we talked about it, and there is no comparison
Yeah.
because this was foregone conclusion. Everybody knew that the two candidates were going to be elected again.
Yeah,
being
yeah,
elected.
different, right,
You know,
yeah, that part.
And there
yeah,
was
I get
only
that
two
part.
other primaries, I think that day, were Wisconsin and New York. So, I'm sure 2028 will be very interesting.
I was trying to see the way if we could measure the effectiveness of early voting. Was it bringing more people to the ballots? But we're comparing apples to oranges, and the
Yeah.
circumstances were different.
Yeah, it's still hard to say.
But we'll keep track of
Yeah,
data.
I mean, it's a good exercise, and I know the Secretary of State has also been, definitely tracking it. But until we get, you're gonna need 4 years. Now, you need to get
To
through all the
know.
different elections
Yeah.
and everything else. We may or may not have a primary in August.
Right,
That would
no primary.
be somewhat of a teller too. And then, of course, the November election's just gonna be so, it's just gonna, because it's a presidential election.
Latin.
A lot of people come out.
Yes, I would agree with you. It'll be an interesting time.
So then get in the history as far as with the municipal election next year, and then the gubernatorial in 2026, and then, the next presidential, or the next municipal, and then the presidential. That's where you're gonna start building your history.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
To figure
I
it out.
do think there's gonna be amendments to early voting,
Oh, yeah,
and I'm sure that there's gonna be a discussion about,
yeah.
this, that, and the other thing, but, we'll see where it all goes.
I assume that the other towns around the state, similar type results that, would you?
Some
do
of
you
them were
know?
higher,
Are they?
nobody, so like,
Just out of curiosity.
I know Wallingford did, over 550, I think,
Yeah, okay.
early voting. Westport, they were averaging 100 a day. So there was some, flexibility, yep.
Very
And then there was other towns that were so small that they really had nothing.
negligible, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's, like you said, Kate, it's a work in progress, right? So.
Yeah.
And you're right, state might even change some things too, right?
I know, there's already been some things proposed. I'm sure that there'll be more changes.
What are they
What
saying, Donna?
may or may not also affect this is if the constitutional amendment
Oh, yeah.
is,
Changes when
Yeah.
we go into session on Tuesday of next week, it starts.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it'll be 3 weeks and Lord knows what comes to. the
Oh,
floor.
yeah, whatever gets to the floor, right,
But
sure.
there will be some stuff that's coming on.
Yeah.
GAU.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good,
and I
bad?
looked
I
into
mean, do-
most of their public
all-
hearings.
all over the place, good, bad? I mean, would it, all over the, yeah,
Depending
Yeah.
on,
yeah, what?
what side of the aisle you're.
Oh,
on.
yeah, 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 yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. It is interesting, but I will appreciate the report
It will be interesting to see how it works out.
in the end.
I
yeah.
do think that there's, you know, also the whole idea of tabulators being updated, that whole bit. Now we're understanding that we may not have them necessarily for the primaries or for the election. It, I know, I do too.
Made sure that everything was working properly
Yeah.
before. I
Would have
mean,
been
what a way
nice.
to Introduce a whole new.
The
system.
worst possible
Yeah,
time.
it's
Yeah.
just not good.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's been tough on a lot of people. and
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard, like one of the major complaints I heard, but I did stay with the registers, was that people were like, I thought it was gonna go into a tabulator. And that's what they want for early voting.
Yeah.
It was like absentee balloting and. that's
Right,
not
with
what
the
they want,
envelope. Yeah.
No.
Room for error. Just-
Well, the business plus that we have here in Connecticut is that we have paper ballots. And there's always a way to look at the numbers, to look at the ballots, to, that whole bit. And, there has been times when it's voter intent. So when you look at them, you do an audit or you look at them through a, if you have a, recount, then you actually see the ballot and you go by always it's the voter intent. And that's where, this is huge that we have paper ballots here in Connecticut.
They gotta
One of the
fix,
best
fix the tabulator with the envelope not fitting.
Well, so that was more
What do you think that,
here.
just here?
Okay, yeah, and it
Because-
depends as far as, all it was they were using the box that they always used.
Yeah.
And they could have just opened it up a little bit more.
Oh, I see.
It
Oh,
would have
so,
been fine.
so you could open it more.
Yes.
Okay, the
So,
the
and it,
slot,
and
okay.
again, some of it
Gotcha.
is learning,
Yeah, sure, of course. No, I
that
get it.
whole bit.
Yeah.
And so that was an easy fix.
Yeah, oh, good, okay.
Yep.
All right, appreciate that.
That's the update.
Updates, all right, thank you.
Good.
So we're on our special committee reports. We just had our ordinance committee. We talked about the noise ordinance, still working on that. I think that's it, right? No other special committees? What? Oh, yes, the Mattabassett meeting. Yes, we do want to hear that.
Visual aids tonight.
Yes, you did. You did. You did. Yes.
Department has gotten behind this 100%.
So what is this now, Charlie?
Big blue stripe is the Mattabassett River trying to fit under Route 9.
Ah, okay,
When it
yep.
doesn't fit under Route 9,
It,
it floods back into the area defined by the dotted line, which includes our town.
oh, the garage, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
And Mr. Simons is arranging for a backup fueling station at the golf course.
Yes,
There's
that
a
was,
number of things he has to accomplish. He has to go through the golf course commission. Right now, I think he's seeking bids to prepare the site. He already has a tank he rescued that from the high school renovation.
excellent,
It's well underway. But as you can see, where the river tries to go under the highway,
yeah.
that's the restriction.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
God forbid that a large tree ever fell over and blocked that or something during a major storm.
Yeah,
We'd have huge flooding.
the town yard.
The town engineering part has pictures of that part of Farmington Avenue underwater and Mysterio Drive all underwater, so.
I think I remember some of that in the past, yeah, right?
It's a very,
Yeah.
sensitive spot. But
Yeah.
we may be, to use a bad term, in a perfect storm. The town of Newington has applied for $500 million grant.
For-
Study the watershed area,
Oh,
which will include this.
oh,
The
oh,
DOT has funds to correct some of the issues on the highway.
oh, nice.
And I believe Mr. Hearn's researching another grant as well.
Oh, great.
So, and these are all in the near future gonna come.
Oh,
to
good.
fruition. So we're tackling this at a good moment.
Oh,
So
excellent.
I really want to thank the engineering department for putting it together.
Oh,
I
that's
just think
great. It's good to see it
looking
like
at
a,
the drawings and stuff, it's hard to follow. This gives us
Yes,
a really good
much
picture of
better.
what's going on.
so I assume, Arosh or Charlie, when we get the big storms, hopefully they would also, I mean, the fueling is a great thought from Jim Simons, obviously. They would move the equipment out of there
Oh,
too,
they do.
right? They move it out, right?
They do, they move it up to higher ground.
Yeah,
but then
okay.
If it's a long duration cleaning up the roads or
Right.
something,
they
They
can't
need to
get, to-
refuel, they can't. get
yeah,
back to
no,
the
no,
fuel,
no,
but-
that's good. The equipment will be moved out of the way and we got the fueling, the backup fueling station, which is great, yeah, yeah, that's
The
good.
assistant engineer even had pictures of all the trucks lined up across the street on higher ground.
Oh,
on
okay,
Star
okay,
Road. No,
okay,
they are actively
yeah,
reacting to.
doing the best they
situation.
can, yeah. Well, that's
Hopefully,
pretty
we can
positive,
get the federal
yeah,
and state money into it.
yeah, that's positive, yeah.
The,
Oh, thank you, that's good.
just a comment on the,
Yeah.
flood, both the superintendent of the highway and the superintendent of public grounds.
Yep.
their offices are in that building that goes under. So everything else, you can, once you move out, when the water goes away,
Yeah,
not a problem. I just don't like the fact their offices, when the back sewer backs up,
yes,
everything floods, it's nasty.
yeah,
Tried to convince them
Can you
to, move to this higher ground opposite of the garage next to the water, Berlin Water.
oh, yeah,
Butler Building and all, and they are adamant that, no, we want to stay with the crew, it's just like, this is what we want to do, it's not a big deal, so.
yeah,
It's not, if I had to, pick a group to move, that'll be, because that's office space.
yeah,
Now, granted, they plan well so that none of the files or anything
oh, yeah,
below that level, but it just, I was there when the water came and it was nasty.
yeah, I would
It
imagine,
takes a while to dry it and do all those things.
Also, and
Yeah,
yeah,
but, they just don't want to,
with the recent flooding, it's been from relatively minor
yeah,
storms.
yeah.
It's been a major.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get this-
so did it flood, I mean, this year we've had a ton of rain, right? Is it flooded this year significantly? What, how many,
Gone up to that dotted line, I'd say.
a bunch of
4 or 5
times? Yeah, okay, I know, we've had a ton of water, that's for sure, huh? Okay, well, looks like at least we have some solutions coming up, so that's good.
Finally got some outside folks looking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good, that's good. All right, thank you. Any other special committees? I don't think we had any others, right? No. That I'm aware of. Okay, so we'll close that. We're going, council communications, what do you guys have? Anything? Anybody? Mark?
I'm good.
Good? Charlie?
You'll show again.
No, what do you got?
Today I had the privilege of testifying at the state legislature building on a bill that was proposed by a couple of neighboring town and one of our own representatives to deed a section of state park to a private individual. I'm very disappointed that our state rep, Jack Pisano, didn't notify Berlin. He actually sponsored this bill and he didn't tell any of us. Luckily, Representative Beach caught it on some document that it was coming up and affecting our town. On the Berlin Turnpike, where the Meriden Town Line intersects the turnpike, there's a piece of property owned by a family who has encroached into state park land over the years, built some buildings, built a basketball court on state land. And the remedy was to give this family 2.7 acres for $35,000. And I think that's a terrible precedent. And the way it was configured, they would own the gate to the property, so they would be able to prevent any other members of the public from accessing the land. And all the land is in Berlin, not in Meriden. I really think our reps were, or one rep was negligent in not letting us know on the council, which was moving forward.
Is the house in Meriden?
The house is half in Meriden, half in Berlin.
Oh, it's half and
They
half.
built it on
Oh,
on the town line.
Gotcha, okay,
But the
yeah,
part that's in Berlin is on state property.
yeah. Oh, the
State
Berlin
owns
one's
the
on
town
state
line.
property, of course, yeah,
But
okay,
there's
gotcha.
also sheds and a basketball court.
Okay, so
that
it
they've
was,
Developed over the years.
it was on both towns, okay.
Both. But all the land they're gonna try to sell to this family is in Berlin, not in Meriden.
Yeah, and that house been there for quite a while, if it's the house
But I think
Thinking
at
of.
least the state should have notified the town that they were thinking. about
Absolutely, no doubt
giving
about
away
it. Yes, of
parking.
course, yes. It should not be a secret,
So-
it should be public, since it's public land.
I agree. And
Even though it's state land, still we're
selling
part of the
it
state.
at a pittance of market value
Yeah,
as a reward for encroaching on state land, to me is absurd. And it's also a
yes,
Terrible precedent.
not a good message.
The commissioner of the DEP submitted testimony with the same stance. She didn't think this was.
Oh, good, okay, good. Oh, excellent,
And
excellent.
several
That's
agencies, I forget their names, but they're statewide, basically land trust organizations.
Yes,
that also were very much against it.
Oh, okay.
Who came up with that pricing for $35,000?
There was no formal appraisal. They just said, we'll give you 35,000. And the representatives from Meriden and one from Berlin said, sure. And they tried to push it through the committee to get it to the floor.
No appraisals were done that
No formal
anyway.
appraisal.
Appraisal should have been done though.
Why would you give
Mm.
state park to someone after they approach that?
Mm.
I don't care what they offered for the money, it's
Yeah,
absurd.
yeah.
And they would close the entrance to the park. I would think at least the Berlin Land Trust and the folks in Berlin get a chance to weigh in,
Absolutely.
but there was an attempt to exclude us, which upset me a little.
It is, yeah, no, that's, not good.
Just to let you,
Yeah.
we spoke to a couple agencies other than Deep.
Yeah.
Who submitted written testimony, as did I.
And the same feeling.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Connecticut Land Conservation Council was against it as well, and Save the Sound was against it. And there was another land entity, and I'm just looking to see, I'm going through the list of people that spoke today. Connecticut Forest and Park Association, and they were all against any conveyance of such property.
And you conveyed my message because
And I-
we had spoke before. I couldn't make it today, but I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you guys being there, Charlie, and of course Donna.
Did it on
yeah.
behalf of yourself and.
Yeah. No, I mean, geez, just tell us.
Emphasize the town not to do public basketball.
See how that goes, but, yeah, and what is it? The vote is
The vote's tomorrow.
tomorrow?
You
on
know,
that.
the hearing was today,
Yeah,
so
so we don't know.
To move it out of committee, that
to
doesn't.
move it out of committee.
Yeah, this,
If it
and
doesn't get moved out
till-
of committee,
till-
it's a dead issue. If
so
gets
it may not
called
make it out of committee.
Then, and if it gets called to the
Yes.
floor, then the House will.
Would vote,
it's a
yeah.
House vote.
Gotcha,
Will
yeah.
vote on it.
So we don't know. It may not leave the committee tomorrow.
No.
Okay. Well, I know you guys will keep us informed and be curious to see what happens with that.
Question, so did they not follow this document that, Mark, you forwarded? It does say that at a cost equal to the fair market value of the property as determined by the average of the appraisals of the two independent appraisers selected by the
So no,
commissioner.
by the Commissioner of Deep. So,
Oh.
2 appraisals have to be done, but in the beginning of the application, it says that they feel that a fair market value for this property would be $35,000. And that was the application that had been submitted, and that's public record too.
Right.
If you go into the committee,
I don't know how you
And the
put a
bill.
value on locking the gate from the public to use the rest of
Yeah.
I mean, there's a right of way there that leads, you know,
Yeah.
anybody can use to get into that 50 acres of state property.
It's 50 acres of state property up there? Oh.
Yeah, and of that, they wanted that
Oh, it's part of
2.7 to
limitation.
be deeded or
Yeah.
conveyed to this,
Yeah.
you know, private
Yeah.
residence.
yeah.
It's not even, it's not like it's for a school or,
Yeah,
you know, open space. I mean, it's,
disturbing. But we'll see hopefully it turns out maybe that, so obviously you have state officials that are,
people that were against it, so. I'm
yeah.
Hoping that
Well, I'm glad to see the state officials were not happy with it either. That's
they
good.
were Deep was opposed to it. It sets a precedence that should
Yeah.
not be set.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thank you for that report and thank you guys for, getting
I
that
was
message.
Charlie's Uber today.
Oh, really?
I gave her 4.5 for it.
Good. All right, that's great. Anything else, Charlie? All right, thank you. Anyone else? We good? Peter, anything?
I'm good.
All right, we're good. We'll close that and a couple of motions, acceptance of minutes for the,
Accept the minutes of March 19th as presented.
second.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So moved and,
Move to accept the minutes of the April 3rd, 2024 meeting.
all right,
Comment.
On
Wait a second.
April
Oh.
3rd, it has to be amended.
you're gonna amend it?
Yeah, I'm gonna amend it, just to point out on page 2.
Two.
On top of that, where it says, this again goes back to the registrars.
Yeah.
It reads here, Finance Director Kevin Delaney stated the 2,500 stipend for this fiscal year is scheduled to be paid at the end of this week. The stipend for the next fiscal year can be paid in any frequency from weekly to a one-time payment. He actually said you can make a one-time payment. So I would like to amend that, say, he did say weekly, quarterly, or monthly, but a one-time upfront payment is not an option.
Oh, yeah, okay, right, yeah, okay,
It's for the whole fiscal year.
yeah.
So we'll amend it. and
Okay.
if you want to approve it with that amendment.
Yeah, we can, any objections to approve it with that amendment? That seems, that was the understanding, I think, with the Board of Finance too, right? I don't think anybody wanted it that way, but, Peter, you good with that, approving that, with that
Yep.
amendment? Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
On that note, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure people understand.
yes,
The minutes have already been done and they've been received for record. They
okay,
have to be done within 7 days. So any corrections are done the following minute. So if you look at these minutes from April 3rd,
Yeah.
and you saw that, you wouldn't know anything was corrected until you looked at the next set of minutes.
okay,
All right, just
well, that's, yeah,
Yeah, that's.
yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, so,
Move to accept the minutes of April 3rd as corrected.
thank you, second,
I'll second that.
okay, any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Peter. All right, so moved. And on to our motion for,
Excuse
what,
me,
yes,
if you want to wait until the next meeting so
Yeah.
that Kate can participate in it, that's fine. There's no time urgency to it.
well, we can, sure,
I'm happy to do it tonight, but maybe the whole council
yeah, let's wait.
meeting will be better.
But,
Also, it'll be lovely to have Peter in person here.
yeah, we like Pete in person, we like him on Zoom, we like him in person. Yeah, let's do that, that's fine.
Yeah, it's a strategy thing, so.
Yeah, okay. Yes, we all good with that?
It's fine.
Yep.
So we'll wait till, we'll have it on the, what is it, April 26th?
Third.
Third?
Third.
Third?
Yeah.
April 23rd. Okay, yeah, that's right. It's that Tuesday, yeah, okay. Okay, well, good, that's it. So we'll have a motion to adjourn. So move, second?
Second, third.
Yeah, all those in favor? Aye, nobody wants to stay
Aye.
long? Okay, all right, we're all set. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
Peter.
Enjoy where you're at.
Thanks.
Yes.
good. All right.